And I go, and I'm just simply giving you a cursory perspective in this. I'm not going to go into all the details, but if you're interested in Kenites and so forth, I recommend you going to YouTube and typing in my name, and you'll find a sermon called The Seed of the Woman, where I go into details on this subject of Cain and his descendants and so forth, and their play throughout history. Now also, if you want to learn more about the descendantry of the house of Israel and Israel, I do a message concerning this in my sermon called the Caucasus Mountains, where I touch in this into more detail, and I also have a very sound biblical scholar and archaeologist that shows us our connection as white people of the world to the 12 tribes of Israel, which is historical fact, not fantasy, not fiction, like some of the Zionists in Israel who believe the Ethiopians are descendants from the house of Judah, which is false. Although after Judah's Babylonian captivity and return to the Holy Land, they did later on become a multiracial group during that time. And Jews means in the Bible, in the New Testament, descendants of Judah and those who belong to the area of Judah, the city of Judah. Descendants from Judah are Scotland, Ireland, and the house of Judah, the tribe of Judah, was meant to be the king line, and it is through the king line that Jesus is made king. The house of Judah was always meant to be the king line. The Leviticus were always meant to be the priest and high priest of the moral, civil, and ceremonial law. And the house of Judah was always meant to be the leader of ten and a half tribes of Israel, to be leaders of Benjamin, because the house of Judah is made up of Benjamin, descendants of the tribe of Benjamin, Judah, and half of the tribe of the Levites. So the tribe of Judah was the king line. It was always meant to be the leaders of the rest of the tribes of Israel, which Jesus Christ is also a descendant of the tribe of Judah and the tribe of Levi, which I also do a message on that as well, of Jesus Christ's descendantry, both meeting the king line and the priest line, forever a king according to the order of Melchizedek. In the beginning, throughout Israel's history, moving from the 12 tribes of Israel, moving from sons to the tribes of Israel, what does Isaac, sons of Saxons, means sons of Isaac, Saxons. So the beginning, when the tribes move from children to the tribes, then to the theocratic government, Then later, Israel cried out to be like a king, to have a government like all the other governments around them, a kingdom. And God told them the consequences for it, and they wanted it anyways, and so God gave it to them. But God always intended to rule over us directly, but they wanted a king, and so they're stuck with it. So the 12 tribes of Israel are stuck with that until Christ returns. The kingdom of Israel wasn't established yet throughout the Old Testament. It was simply a type and shadow of the real kingdom, and Christ is the substance that fulfills the types and shadows of the Old Testament. Hebrews chapter... It communicates that in the book of Hebrews. And so, the 12 tribes of Israel are stuck with the descendants of Judah being the king, being the leaders and teachers of the rest of the tribes of Israel. So, Germany and all the rest, Germany, all the 12 sons of Israel, all the 12 sons of Israel are descendants from all of Europe, Germany, Canada, America are descendants from the 12 sons of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. They are descendant, and the sons of Israel are descendant from the 8th day creation. There was a 6th-day creation and there's an 8th-day creation. Turn to Genesis chapter 126. And Genesis 1:26 says, and God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish, over the sea, and over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." Verse 27, so God created man in his own image. In image of God created him, he, male and female, and created them. This word man in the Hebrew means a name, which means species. Turn over to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. What this word man in the Hebrew is Adam, which refers to the man by which the seed line of Christ would come and redeem all mankind, which is Adam and Eve. The sixth day creation refers to species, which are the Gentile people of the world, the non-white peoples of the world. The 8th day creation are descendants. All the white people are descended from the 8th day creation. And the federal head. The 8th day creation the 6th day creation was meant to be the hunter-gatherer, the eighth day creation was meant to be the husband, the farmer, and then God created all the animals by which would be used used as domestic work, farm animals and so forth for domestic work, farm type work. Esau, descendants of Esau are descended from Russia. Descendants of Esau, or Russia is descended from Esau. Hagar, the Middle Eastern Arab worlds are descended from Hagar. And throughout history they mixed and were scattered throughout the world and just moved to different places and so forth. And I go into much detail concerning this subject. This is just simply a cursory study, not really a deep study, and I ask you not to take my word on this, but to go to the messages where I deal with this more in deep. I deal with the subject of postmillennialism, dispensationalism, descendants, the seed of the woman, the genealogy of Jesus Christ that shows and establishes and proves that Jesus Christ meets both the king line and the priest line. And the Caucasus Mountains deals with the Israel and the descendantry and other peoples around the world. And I also have a real strong study by a sound archaeologist and a biblical scholar who shows you the archaeological evidence proving that we are descended from the 12 tribes of Israel. And Kaiser Wilhelm II understood this. Maybe not to the extent that we understand it today, because there's a lot of discoveries that have been found in Germany is descendant of Zebuli, one of the sons of Israel. And each son of Israel was blessed with certain blessings that will manifest itself throughout history, which it has. Germany would be a great seafaring world, merchant and so forth, and they were that way. Britain and America are descended from tribe of Joseph. And of course, don't forget the fact that there's no 100% this, 100% that. It's hard to 100% trace all this because there was a lot of mixing throughout history. Yes, and there was a separation between Israel and the Gentiles in the Old Testament. And it was a type and shadow that points forward, type and shadow of Christ that points forward to the future. But after Christ came through his death, burial, and resurrection, he broke down the barrier between the 12 tribes of Israel and the Gentiles and made them into one people and bridged the gap. The word Gentiles in the Old Testament is goy in the Hebrew, which means basically descendants of the sixth-day creation. The word in the New Testament for Gentile is ethnos, referring to the sixth-day creation, and that also includes the house of Israel, who were punished and became as the heathens. So when we speak about Israel in the New Testament, and today we're referring to the sixth-day creation and the house of Israel, the lost tribes of Israel.